Hello. Oh, hello, everyone. It's Kia Kelly. If you are watching this on the replay, just comment hashtag replay in the comments. That's going to let me know you're watching this on the replay. Let me make sure I check my mic. Okay, that's the right mic. I always have to go to my Facebook page when I go live because for whatever reason, my Facebook personal page always just, goes to only me. And so, I want more people to be able to watch. Sorry. So I have to always go to my Facebook page, and make sure that I can share it with everybody, okay? And then I also always go to my Facebook page and I share it into my story, because if you share something into your story while you're live, when people are logging onto Facebook, they'll get like the little blinking symbol that says live. And so I'm like, if you want to be able to watch me live, I want you to be able to watch me live, you know? So welcome everybody. I'm glad you guys are here. I got this annoying little pimple right there, but I'm still perfect. This is me talking to myself, even though y'all are here watching. Hey, on TikTok. So let me go ahead and go live on Instagram. And I don't know why I always do this to myself, but I just took my vitamins and they're like sitting right there. And I'm like, that's not going to work. Hold on. Go down, little vitamins. Go down. All right. So, hey, should I rock? I appreciate that. Makes me feel all good and stuff. All right. We're going to go live on the gram so we can talk to all the people. What is that with Zoom? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and go live on Instagram, and we're going to get this party started. There we go. Start. So today we're talking about brand collaborations, and how in the world I got $250,000 working with brands. I have some calls this week talking with brands, so we're gonna talk all about it. Okay, and so all right, let me pull up my phone before this thing dies. Let me see. So if you guys wouldn't mind, as you guys are watching, please tell me what your name is and what city, state, or country you are watching me from, because you guys can see me and you can hear me, but I can't see or hear you. And so it just makes me feel good that when you guys are talking back to me. So tell me what city, state, or country you're watching me from, and I'm going to make sure that everybody is on. So hello, everyone. We're going to talk about brand collaborations today. And I'm invite you guys to join our 3-day TikTok and Reels challenge. All right. So just note that I'm going to talk to you guys all about that during this live stream. Mississippi. All right. Who else is here? What else you got? We got Michigan and New York. We've got Gal Bushy Hay from Long Beach. What's up, Long Beach? But you in LA today. Okay. Jacksonville, El Paso, Texas. I have not been back to Texas in 4 years since I moved. Richmond, Virginia. Richmond. Is anybody in DC? Finland, Holland, yay! Like my hair, thanks. So I am headed to Washington D.C. on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I'm speaking at an event. So I haven't been to D.C. in a long time, a very, very long time. It was like 8 years, almost 9 years since I've been to D.C. Probably longer than that, like almost 10 since I've been to D.C. But welcome everybody today. Oh, you sound beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Are you doing the march? No, I'm not doing the march. It's called a think tank. What I'm teaching on marketing. I don't know what march that is. What march is happening in DC? Atlanta. I will tell you guys this. We're gonna get started in just a second. There is just something special about Washington, D.C. Listen, I love men of all races, but the men in Washington, D.C., there is just something special on them. They smell like shea butter. They wear Timberlands. They have an accent. They smell like cologne, too. They're just really masculine. My goodness, there is just something about, and I'm talking about the black men in D.C. I love all men, but something special is about, oh, wow, the March on Washington is on Saturday. I did not know that. I'm gonna ask them about that because, like, we're gonna be together all day. So I'm gonna ask them about that. Thank you for telling me that. But yeah, there is something special about the black men in Washington D.C. Good God Almighty, just saying. So I'm like looking forward to just being like, hi. I am wearing my good perfume. When I am in DC, do you hear what I'm saying? I'm gonna linger in the airport just a little bit. You know, uh, Woo, good gosh. Okay, so today we are talking. We are talking about brand collaborations. Okay. And I asked you guys to kind of come in and tell me what city, state, or country you are watching me from. That way I can know who's all here. And then, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing this with somebody, I would really appreciate it. You guys can tag people, you can share it, all the things. Okay. Because we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Okay. There aren't many single men here in DC. Oh, I beg to differ, honey. There's single men everywhere. There are single men everywhere. Is it if any man is here on any if there's a man here watching live that is in DC, type me, right? Or ladies, if you know somebody who is single in DC, type me. I'm just curious because she said there's nobody single in DC. I'm just curious, just so we can see. Do a quick poll. All right. So today we are talking about brand collaborations, okay? And I decided to talk about this because this is a hot topic. So when I usually post on social media about collaborations that I get from brands, usually my feed is like crazy, crazy going. And then people start to inbox me. And I have to remind people that I don't do like free consulting in my inbox, but like you can join a live stream, which is free or whatever. So, plenty of single men in DC. Okay, perfect. All right. So nobody commented me or whatever, but Lenitra said there's plenty of single men. There's plenty of single men everywhere. Okay. So when it comes to like working with brands, so how many of you guys here have said to yourself that you want to work with brands? Hey, Corey, you said, hey, I want to be able to, a company come along, they pay me X amount of dollars and you create videos, right? Like I've worked with QuickBooks a couple times. I've worked with TikTok, the actual company, a bunch of times. I worked with Vistaprint. Who else? Sugar Bear Hair Vitamins, a bunch of people. I can't think of all the people, but I worked with a bunch of different brands that have saw me, reached out to me, paid me, and I created some content, for their brand. Okay. So who here has said that you want to work with brands? Okay. I see Nicole, somebody on LinkedIn. I think it's Tanisha on LinkedIn. Anybody else want to work with brands? Monique, I am Monique, says she wants to work with brands. Okay. So first things first, and y'all know I'm a visual person. Lenitra, okay, perfect. So here is the deal. And I'm a visual person, okay? So this, we're going to use visuals, all right? All right, visuals. This is you, and you want to work with brands, right? If you want to work with brands, y'all just say me, just give me some hearts and all the things, right? This is you, and you want to work with brands. So you want brands to give you money to create content, right? Okay. So first things first, when we have this conversation is that this is what your goal is, right? Now, the brand has its own goal as well, okay? The brand wants to make money as well. Okay. They don't just want to have you create this video. It's an awesome video, pay you all this money. The brand wants to make money too. Okay. So what does that mean? Okay. Now hold on. I want to get my, because I keep having to look up, look down, look up, look down. And so I want to try to get my Instagram up a little bit higher. Okay. Because I am streaming on Instagram on my phone, and I'm streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok on my desktop. Okay. All right. So it's a lot better. So the brand has goals as well. This is the brand. All right. Let's first of all talk about the brand. Okay. So this is a lip gloss by Maybelline, right? Maybelline has created a product, as an example. Maybelline has created a product, and they have said, we want to sell 1 million, 2 million, however many they want to sell. Thanks for following, of these lip glosses, right? Now we're talking about brand collaborations, okay? So Maybelline wants to sell, let's just say 100,000, right, of these, right? It costs Maybelline X amount of dollars to make these, all the things, right? So they want to sell 100,000 of these. All right. Let's do the math really quickly. When I bought this Maybelline, I think it was like $6. Let's just say it's $7. So if they want to sell if it's $7 and it's 100, they want to sell 100,000 of them, then they want to make $700,000, right? So this is, let's just say Maybelline's goal is $700,000, right? And if Maybelline wants to use influencers, then Maybelline has an intention. And Maybelline's intention is, how can I get people, these are influencers, how can I get people that actually have an audience of people that would be interested in this Maybelline lip gloss? Okay, so first of all, let's just remember that Maybelline wants to sell 100,000 of these. They want to make $700,000. They are asking themselves, who out there has an audience of people to where if we pay them X amount of dollars, they can help us get close to that $700,000 mark. That is what a brand is thinking in terms of making money. Yes, sometimes brands are doing brand awareness campaigns or whatever, but today we are just specifically talking about money, okay? Everybody just type the word money in the chat. That lets me know you're listening, you're here with me, because obviously I'm here in my room by myself, and if y'all talk back to me, y'all talk back to me. It makes me feel like y'all are with me, okay? All right. So this is their goal. So then they go, who is out there? Thanks for participating. Who is out there on the internet that has an audience of people that buy lip gloss, right? This is Maybelline. We're still talking about them, right? Who out there has an audience of people that would be interested in buying lip gloss? And if this person, influencer, posts about it, people will buy. That is 100% what Maybelline is looking for. You want to make money. Maybelline wants to make money too. Okay, so it's really important to remember that you want to make money, but so does Maybelline. Okay, all right, and listen to me. Listen. Okay, how do I say this without getting canceled? Let's just say, let's see who is here that is a man. Is there a man here? Is there a man here? Who's a man? John O'Reilly. I think John O'Reilly. Okay, I see a name. All right, John O'Reilly. Let's just say that John has an account on social media. And John talks all about auto body parts, right? He is all about auto body parts. This is John, and all he talks about is auto body parts. He's got 20,000 or 200,000 people connected to him on social media that want to learn all about auto body parts. But John says, I want to make money working with brands. And John says, I want to be a part of that Maybelline commercial that they have going on, the campaign to sell their lip gloss, right? Even though John wants to make money from Maybelline, that's not going to happen. Oh, John, I'm sorry. I just say your name. She said, I'm female, actually. I'm sorry. All right. Let's just say Tom, right? Tom wants to make money from Maybelline, but his audience is all men that are looking for auto body parts, not men who want to buy lip gloss. Then Maybelline is not going to pay Tom. Why? Because Maybelline can't make money from people that are not interested in buying lip gloss. Does that make sense? It just doesn't work that way, right? So when it comes to, you have to think about the brands as well as thinking about yourself. So when it comes to you positioning yourself to work with brands, the first thing you got to say to yourself is, what am I building here in terms of your social media? Okay. Because if you're going to be able to attract a brand to you on social media, it's got to be clear to you who you are, right? And it has to be clear to the people that are following you who you are and what your content is about, right? So you guys know 99.9% of the time when I'm posting content, it is around business, right? 99.9% of the time, it is around business, right? So it is easy for Vistaprint and ATR 2100. It is easy for Sony. It is easy for a tech company. It is easy for Vistaprint and who was it? QuickBooks and all them to come to me and say, hey, we want to work with you. Why? Because they know here is what I always talk about. And we've got 500,000 people connected to me on TikTok, right? 25,000 on Instagram. Which means if I am 99% of the time talking about business, then this audience has got to be about business or something entrepreneurship, because they wouldn't be following her about it for her hair if she never talks about her hair. Does that make sense? So when you are thinking about how do you get brands to pay you to collaborate with you first have got to be extremely clear on you, your brand, and your audience, right? Because there is going to be times when you are going to pitch a brand, and there's going to be times when when they come and pitch you, right? So I have a call today at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, one. I can't remember what time it is. Hold on, what time is that call? Let me see. Make sure I ain't late for it. Hold on, let me see. What day is it? Oh, the call is at 1:30. Okay. I was like, I don't want to miss the call. But I have a call from a company that is a business services type of company. They reached out to me and said, hey, we want to partner with you, ABCDEFG. And it is 100% about the people that watch me on social media. Right. And the only reason why that happened is because it is very clear who I am and the type of content that I put out there, and then the audience that is coming to watch me. Right. So, first things first, you've got to ask yourself, what is the brand that you are building when it comes to your social media? Okay. What is the brand that you are building? Okay. Because if you don't know what that is, a brand won't know what that is. And that is actually your responsibility and not the brand. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that make sense? Because everybody wants to make money, you and the brand. And if they are not able to see how they can actually profit from paying you, then it won't make sense to them. Right? It doesn't, like, it's like with you. If somebody comes along to you and says, hey, we want you to sponsor this event, we have women who are divorced women, right? And they are coming for inspiration, encouragement, or whatever. But you are somebody who teaches about cats. I love cats, right? But this event is about single women that have gone through divorce, right? And your brand is about cat. They don't match, right? It doesn't go well, right? There's an event that just happened called CatCon. I was not there, right? And then anybody that sells anything about animals, humans with animals, great place to sponsor, right? But you are not gonna sponsor an event with your wrong audience, right? I had people come to me and say, hey, would you be willing to sponsor this event? And I'm like, I love you, I love your cause, but no, because you're asking me to give you money to help with the event you're putting together. You're going to be talking about me and who I am and my as a business, as a sponsor, but the people in the room could care less, because they don't care about this and what I do, right? If you're having a women's business conference, it makes perfect sense to for me to sponsor, because that's typically my audience. I love men, but most people that are here watching all the time are women. Not all, so hello to the men, but most people in the room are women, right? So let's just see real quick. If you are a man, boy, or whatever, like I say boy, I'm country, but if you are a man, a gentleman, just type a one in the chat, right? So on TikTok, we have a lot of people. Instagram, we have 13, 7 on Facebook. I don't know how many are on the other ones, right? But if you are a man in the room watching, type a one in the chat. I guarantee you it will probably be 10 or less. That's okay. I'm just saying that I know my audience, and it is mostly women, right? So as of right now, we've had one man comment. There may be another one soon, or two or three, but right now we've had one. Okay. So if you are saying to yourself, I want to work with brands, I want brands to pay me. First of all, you have got to identify Maui. My cat's screaming. Maui. Okay. I think she's okay. All right. You have got to identify who you are, and you have to create a brand that is attractive to a brand, right? So if anybody here is in the room and you are a company that works with influencers, tell me one thing in the chat that you look for when you're going to hire an influencer. If you are a brand and you work with influencers, what is one thing that you look for when you're going to hire influencers? If I was going to hire influencers for a campaign, I'm not going to just look at their followers, right? I'm going to look at like what's happening in the comment section. What are people saying in the comment section? So somebody here says they're looking for clean content, which we're going to talk about, right? Somebody said they're looking for clean content. Okay. So let's talk about that. Okay. So when we talk about clean content, what does that mean? Listen, again, this is you, the person that wants to get paid by a brand. This is the brand. Okay. The brand has created a brand presence. They have created trust in the marketplace. They've done so much work and spent so much money for people to know them, like them, and trust them in the marketplace. Right? The last thing they want to do is come along and partner with a person that is going to taint their brand. Right? The last thing a brand wants to do is what they have worked so hard for is to partner with somebody that's going to taint their brand, right? Whatever tainting the brand looks like to them, right? I'll give you an example. Back in the day, I used to have a hair show, which is called Return of the Curls, when I was in Richmond, Virginia. And I had lots of different people speaking on stage. Y'all know I love me some Jesus, right? I'm a Jesus girl, is who I am, right? And so I was very intentional about who I would have on stage and who I would have teaching workshops, right? I love everybody, but I would not bring people to speak on stage that were going to be cursing the entire time. Listen, I love you if you curse. That's fine. I don't curse, right? And I don't like when people to curse at me, but I'm like, I'm not going to rebuke you or anything, but that's just not my jam, right? And so I was not going to subject hundreds of people to somebody on stage cursing all the time when I know they curse all the time. That is just what they do. And that's okay. But they were just not going to be on the stage because they were going to be representing me and the brand that I was building, right? Also, if somebody was extremely controversial in the natural hair arena, and then like people were torn between loving them and not loving them, I wasn't going to bring them on stage because me bringing them says that I agree. Even though it doesn't always say that, something tells people, oh, she approves of this person or whatever. You know what I mean? And so when it comes to the brand, again, when it comes to the brand, they are looking for someone that aligns with them. Listen, some brands don't care if you curse. That is okay. Some brands don't care if you're controversial. That is okay. But some brands do care. So you have to go, okay, what is authentic to me? I'm not saying act like something that you are not to work with a brand, right? I am saying what is authentic to me. Some people don't want to have me on stage or on their podcast and stuff because they know I'm going to say Jesus. They just know it because they always ask me, how in the world did you get on TikTok? And I always say, at the beginning of 2020, I was praying because I didn't know what was going to happen due to the pandemic. And I heard Jesus tell me to get on TikTok. I thought it was the dumbest thing I ever heard, but I always pray and get creative strategies from God. And then I listen. I say that line every time. I never leave out Jesus. I never leave out God. And a person who does not want a person saying Jesus or God on their stage will not invite me to speak. And that is okay. You know why? That is their brand and their choice to do, right? So if you want to get paid as a brand, this as a person, influencer, this is why you have got to identify who are you? What is your brand gonna look like? What's your brand gonna stand for? And when you're creating content, you stick with that brand. Okay. Does that make sense? You have got to identify what that is, right? And be consistent at it. You're so good. Thanks. Okay. So that whole thanks thing messed up my Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi like blinked out. That's the devil messing with me because I said Jesus. This is my house. This is our house, coach. What movie is that? Did I just do that live? Yes, I did. What movie was that? You remember that? This is our house, coach. I don't know what movie that was. If one of y'all remember what movie that was, somebody tell me in the chat. Like, I listen, I speak in a lot of movie lyrics. One of y'all know exactly what movie that is. So somebody tell me. Okay. All right. So this got real hot. What movie is that? One of y'all know. Somebody here know what movie that is. Okay. So people are looking for a clean people are looking for a clean brand. Okay. They're looking for a clean brand. Okay. And so you got to identify what does your brand, identify what does your brand look like. I'm looking in the chat to find the name of the movie that is. Okay. Okay. Now, not only that, let's talk about you not just waiting for brands to reach out to you. Okay, here's the deal. Many of us are sitting back waiting for a brand to reach out to us. But guess what? There are millions of people pitching brands every single day, right? They have marketing agencies that are looking Pride. That's the movie. That's the movie Pride. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I knew somebody would know. Okay. So there are millions of people that are pitching brands every day. There are influencer marketing agencies pitching people every single day. And so thank you guys so much. So you have to pitch brands. Excuse me, right? You have to learn the art of pitching to brands. Okay. And I'm not talking about going to a brand's website, going to the contact info and sending an email. No. Do you know how many people are going to a brand's website and pitching them that way? Let me tell y'all something. So I have worked directly with TikTok multiple times. But guess what? TikTok wasn't thinking about me. TikTok didn't know I existed. Listen. TikTok did not know I existed. I reached out to TikTok. Listen, I reached out to TikTok. Let me explain. In 2020, got on TikTok, started creating content. Into 2020, decided to go all in teaching TikTok. Kept teaching. And then I said, how can I actually partner with TikTok? And so I was like trying to, figure out who was the TikTok people or whatever, couldn't find them. So finally I said, screw this. I'm going to do what I do. I can sell condoms to the Pope. I can sell condoms to anybody. Listen, I'm being funny, but I can sell condoms to the Pope, meaning that I am good at sales. Okay. I would never try to sell condoms to the Pope. I'm just saying I'm good at sales. I've been doing what I've been doing for a long time. Okay. And so I said, I'm going after them. So I kept creating content about TikTok. And then I started using the hashtag TikTok for business, right? They weren't paying no attention to me. So then I went to Instagram and I started to tag them in my content. They weren't paying no attention to me. So then I started sending direct messages to TikTok. They weren't paying no attention to me. Then I started creating videos talking about TikTok, inboxing it to them on Instagram. They weren't paying no attention to me. So I thought. Then 2021, around October 2021, I got an email from TikTok for business. And they said, we are launching a holiday campaign. And we thought that you could be the face of our holiday campaign. We will pay you these many zeros to create 10 videos. Done. I did not negotiate. Done. Do you know why? I made more with 10 videos than I had made in 2 years. Not recently, but like back in the day. 10 videos. I made more than I had made in a couple years in a previous gig, right? And done. TikTok came back multiple times and paid me multiple zeros. But guess what? That's because I got on their radar because I went after them. Does that make sense? So I'm not always sitting back waiting for a brand to know that I exist. I am reaching out to them myself. But here is what I need you to understand. Listen, this is a really, 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 really important thing I'm getting ready to tell you. If you hear nothing I say, here's the deal. Before a brand reaches out to you, they going to look at you. Y'all write that in the chat. Before a brand reaches out to you or responds to you, they are going to look at you. They're going to look at your website. They're going to look at all your social media. They're going to look at your comments. They're going to look how often you post. If you fall off, get back on. They're going to look at all of that. They are not looking for perfection, but what they are doing is they are looking for people that are consistent and that can create great content for them, right? Somebody said, how big was my following? I don't know, a couple 100,000. But here's the deal. It wasn't about my following. Let me explain that. Okay, how do I say this? I had a brand pay me $9,000 for one video. The video took me 30 minutes to shoot. They never wanted me to post it on social media. Let me say that again. I had a brand reach out to me and they paid me $9,000 for a video that took me 30 minutes to shoot. They never asked me to post it. They wanted to post it on their social. They wanted to run it as an ad. So it had nothing to do with how big my following was, but it had to do with me, how I showed up, and how I could represent their brand. That's one of the things people don't understand. There's so much more to it, right? But a lot of times people aren't even creating the content. Like, listen, I don't mean to make y'all feel bad, but so many of you all are watching me right now and on the replay, and you refuse to create content on TikTok. You refuse to be consistent on TikTok. I have never had a brand pay me that found me on Instagram. Every single brand that found me and paid me found me on TikTok. Why is that? Because there are so many agencies that are searching like crazy on TikTok. They're searching on Instagram too, right? Don't get me wrong. But I have had a dramatic expansion once I started creating on TikTok. I've been creating on Facebook and Instagram forever. But TikTok is the newest kid on the block. Most of y'all just know me because of TikTok, right? But that's the newest kid on the block for us. We've been posting everywhere else for years, right? But people aren't posting on TikTok because they are looking whatever people are feeling about TikTok. But that is your biggest opportunity. Like, you have a huge opportunity, but you're not taking it because you're not taking TikTok seriously. I wish that you would. There is still time. You don't have to time isn't up. The US government is not going to ban TikTok. The US government is not stupid enough to ban TikTok. You talk about millions of Americans that will go crazy. I ain't gonna go crazy, but some of y'all, some people went crazy when President Trump, a former President Trump, didn't get in the White House. But you talk about taking away TikTok, people gonna go. People gonna go plumb crazy. You listen. I'm being funny, and listen. Hold on. Let me hold on. I'm a registered independent. I don't vote Democrat. I don't vote Republican. I go Jesus, who you want me to vote for. That is who I'm gonna vote for. So some of y'all going, is she bashing Trump? Is she supporting Trump? I ain't doing either. I am just saying that if you think people went crazy for Trump not getting into office, people gonna go plumb crazy if you than TikTok. I'm just saying, right? Not to mention, there are 3 million business owners on TikTok that we're already dealing with a recession. They don't want to play that card. And they're, anyway, you hear what I'm saying? Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So if I told my lab, I don't know which one you talk about. I need to see it. Send me a notary for me. Find the video and put it in my inbox. I want to see the video. So what I'm basically saying to you all is a couple things. If you, as an influencer, you want to work with brands, the number one thing you need to do is get clear on your brand, and you need to start creating content on TikTok. I'm just saying. Like, how many of you all said, man, I wish that I would have gotten on TikTok in 2020? How many of y'all wish you would have gotten on TikTok in 2020? Just type me in the chat. It's okay. No shame. You know what I mean? Only reason why I got on TikTok is I heard God tell me to do it multiple times. That's the only reason why I did it, so I'm not like special. I heard him and was like, what? Okay, sure. And I did it and was like, what in the world? Okay. So many people wish that they would have gotten on it, but now is the time to do it. There's still so much time. TikTok is just, just scratching the surface of what it is. Like, they just announced it a couple weeks ago that they're launching TikTok podcasts. So now you are able to upload your podcast on TikTok desktop. They're launching a fulfillment center. TikTok is launching their own merch. Very similar to Shein and Temu. It's going to be TikTok with their own line of everything. Like, when I tell you TikTok does not come to play, they are not coming to play. And as a business owner and an influencer, there's this huge opportunity for you if you would just stop playing around and start learning how to use TikTok. I am just saying, I've been preaching this since 2020. Thanks for following. I've been preaching this since 2020, and I am preaching it again today, right? I'm telling you again today, thanks for following, that there is still time. You had just got to learn how to use it, right? Listen, if you are not posting on TikTok on a regular basis, you are missing out on a huge blessing. It is a huge gift to you to create content there. I'm just telling you. I love Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Obviously, I'm live on all the platforms right now. I am just saying there is an opportunity on TikTok that people still don't understand. Some of these teenagers and 20-year-olds are running circles around our income. Why? Because they got on and got consistent. That's the only reason. It's not that they're better than us or whatever, or we're better than them, but they decided to do it and they're running circles around us, right? But it doesn't have to be that way. You can get on and start creating and making money yourself, right? Right? Okay, listen, let's do a quick question and answer. What questions are keeping you from getting on TikTok? Let's just talk with that. We'll do a little bit more other Q&A afterwards. But what's something, or what's your question or hesitation that's keeping you from being on TikTok? Okay. Hey, guys. Hey, on TikTok. All right. Now, if whatever your hesitation is, like, y'all know I've been talking about this, that we are hosting a 3-day challenge on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week for TikTok and Instagram Reels, where I am going to be teaching you how to create content on TikTok to sell your products and services. And of course, like we're talking about today, get with brand collaborations. And this challenge starts Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. This challenge is only $27, and I'm teaching live for 3 days. Okay. I'm teaching live for 3 days. Thanks for following. Okay. And you guys can join. There's a link here on the screen. Those of you guys, y'all can see. And then those of you all that are watching on Instagram, you guys can get information about the challenge, which is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And it starts at 7 o'clock EST. So 7 EST, I teach for an entire hour every night. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I teach basics the first 30 minutes and advanced the last 30 minutes. So each night you will get basics teaching and then advanced teachings for 3 straight days for a total of $27. It's basically $9 a day, and I'm teaching you what I've known for the last 4 years. Okay. Now, if you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on Instagram and you want information about the challenge, just type the word challenge in the comments. Only for Facebook and Instagram, because we have a tool that's called ManyChat that if you type the word challenge, it's going to send you a DM message and it will send you a link for the challenge. If you're watching on LinkedIn, on YouTube, or on TikTok, you want to go to the link on the screen, kenyakelly.com/challenge. kenyakelly.com/challenge. It's only $27. And I am going to teach you everything that I know for 3 straight days. Every single time we do this challenge, not only do people go viral, but people make money. Okay. People make money. How long is the VIP session? Okay. Good question. So during the challenge, okay, let me explain this and then I'm going to go into Q&A. During the challenge, so the challenge is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Then, and that's the regular challenge. Anybody that upgrades to VIP, you're going to get an additional session from 8:15 to 9:15. So 7 to 8 is the regular challenge. 8:15 to 9:15 is VIP. Because during the challenge, I'm going to teach for 60 straight minutes. And I don't have time for Q&A because I only have an hour to teach. But then the hour afterwards, VIP gets to come in and ask their personal questions. Okay. So you upgrade to VIP, you get to do questions and you get all the replays. So you get all the replays. So the challenge is 27 and the VIP is 47. So the challenge, you get everything that happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. VIP, you get the challenge plus the Q&A, and you get all the recordings once you upgrade the VIP. Okay. And again, if you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram, just type the word challenge and we will send you a link in the comment in your DM. Otherwise, you guys just go to the link on the screen. Okay. Now let's go into some Q&A. Let me see. So Letitia said, my hesitation is knowing what text to add to my videos. So what do you mean, what text to add to your videos? I don't understand what you mean. Let me see. What questions do we have on TikTok? What to post to reach people? So when it comes to creating content, like what the first thing to know is that you've got to know what is your content about. Like what type of content do you create? So my content I create is all business and marketing content. So I'm always making lists of topics that I could talk about. So you've got to identify first with what type of content are you putting out? Like what is your account about? So Tamara says she has challenges with being consistent and being clear. So again, as it pertains to being clear, you got to first decide what is your content going to be about. Who are you going to be on the platform? When it comes to consistency, one of the reasons why people are not consistent is because something typically going on with them, right? So one, you may not see the value in being consistent with TikTok. Two, you may not actually believe that you can be successful at what it is that you're doing, right? And or you may be afraid of being successful, right? So sometimes we sabotage success. I know I had a really big fear of success because I have had a lot of success and I've lost it, right? I've been publicly humiliated and then I'm like, I don't want that again, right? And so I had the fear of putting myself out there again because I didn't want all that to happen again. But I had to ask myself, am I going to keep myself from what I want because of what happened back here, or am I going to keep going? So I had to handle that battle in therapy. That was my battle, you know. Let me see how to know what videos to post. Okay, I talked about that. Time frames, I talked about that. Can you sell high ticket products on TikTok or Instagram better for this? Yeah, you can sell high ticket. I had one of my clients, she posted one video and she made I think it was like $100,000. You know, it was a high ticket program. Another one, so I think it was a $1,500 product. Another client had a contract come from TikTok, and it was $18,000. That's high ticket. That's pretty high ticket, right? How to get VIP. So once you sign up for the challenge, you'll get an email that invites you to join VIP. Okay, hold on. Instagram had a lot of questions. Let me scroll down. We're not going down. Down, down, down. That's from Cable Guy. Cable Guy. All right, let me see. I still haven't downloaded TikTok. Oh God. I just fainted. Somebody just said they have not downloaded TikTok. We're gonna give a moment. We're gonna give a moment of silence to this person. Why? I don't understand. Why? I need you to download the platform, sis. Not sure how to define my brand. Okay, so Monique, um, let me see. What would I say to you, Monique? Because there's so many people on here. So, Monique, there are so many things about you, right? You're probably multi talented, multi passionate, like all of us, right? Like me, I am multi talented, multi passionate, but I focus on one thing. So, you guys know me for one thing. There's a lot more to Kenya, but I focus on the one thing, right? So, when it comes to identifying, like narrowing down your brand, you've got to ask yourself, what do you want to be known for today? That don't mean you're going to be known for that forever. But what do you want to be known for today that you can marry for the next 3 to 5 years? You can change later, but like what is in you that you want to do today that you can do 3 to 5 years and starting there? Okay, let me keep going. Questions on Instagram. There was a lot. Let's see. I don't know how to talk to my audience over there. I'm a stay-at-home mom that makes jewelry to uplift women. So the thing is that the same way you talk to your audience anywhere is how you talk to your audience on TikTok. You know, a lot of times people feel like because it's TikTok, it has to be different, but it doesn't. If you watch me on TikTok and you watch me on Instagram, they're the same, right? They're the same because like that is the same brand. Because like I always want that when you meet me online and you meet me in person, that is the same, right? Like I listen, I promise you. Have any of y'all ever met me in person? And you're like, yeah, you're exactly the same. Anybody? Like I am the same. The same way I talk about chin hairs, missing teeth, and my cats is the same thing that I do in person, right? I may not be as hyper on in person because I'm live. I'm talking and talking and talking and talking. But in person, you meet me, I'm probably walking. I'm probably chilling. Like, what's up? What's going on? I'm not as talkative because like I'm in a more chill environment. I'm not I, I don't want to say the word performing. I'm not teaching when I'm like in person. I'm like walking somewhere. But if you catch me on stage or like whatever, and I'm talking, talking, the energy is there again because I'm talking. But if I'm just chilling, we just chilling. You know what I mean? But even if you catch me at dinner, my still conversation is still the same. I'm still just as animated. I'm just less, it's just probably less intense because I'm chilling. I'm in chill mode. You know what I mean? Okay, let's keep going. I am new to TikTok. I don't understand the platform. Okay, so if you don't understand the platform, then and thank you, Ebony, then I would strongly encourage you to join the challenge. I am going to teach all the things when it comes to TikTok and Instagram Reels, and it's only $27, you guys. You're talking about 3.5 years of me teaching all of what I've known for 3.5 years. You will learn for $27. Okay. Let me see. There was a whole lot more on. Let me see. Fear of being too overwhelmed with too many apps to run. Okay, that is real. So if your hesitation is fear of too many apps to run, then it's really important for you to go, okay, which apps are actually producing the results that I want? Right. So there are so many social media apps out there, like Threads. I really wanted to be consistent with Threads. And I was like, I don't have it in me. I'm too busy with what I've already got going on. If and when we hire a social media manager, then we will have them on Threads. Right. But I'm like, right now, I don't have it in me to add that, right? When it's not making me money. But if you're someone and you're like, I want to take TikTok seriously to make me money, then you have to evaluate what you're doing and figure out how you can actually add TikTok to the mix. Yes. So the challenge is $27. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. is the challenge for $27. If you want the replays and the VIP sessions from 8:15 to 9:15, where you'll get the Q&A and all the replays, then that's an additional 47, right? So basically, what is that? $74, and you will get the challenge from 7 to 8, VIP from 8:15 to 9:15, and all the replays for a lifetime. Okay. How to post IG Reels should be different on TikTok, and my audience is Gen X and baby boomers. So, Rabin, you don't have to be different on Instagram Reels and on TikTok to appeal to your Gen X and baby boomers. You know, one of my clients, she works with women that are in midlife, which means 50. The same content she is putting out there on TikTok, she's putting out there on Instagram Reels. Same. And it works extremely well. I got it. I got it. I paid a 74. Thanks. Woohoo! Welcome to the challenge. Does that make sense? Okay. So again, if you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on Instagram and you want to join the challenge, just type the word challenge in the comments. Okay. Facebook and Instagram, type the word challenge in the comments. Everybody else, go to KiaKelly.com/challenge. How long is VIP? 1 hour. So the challenge is 7 to 8. VIP is 8:15 and 9:15. We take a 15-minute break. That way you can go potty and all the type of stuff. And then, yeah, let's keep going. I haven't downloaded TikTok. When should I consider contacting brands for collaborating over there? How many minimum? I don't think you need to have minimums, but you definitely need to be consistent, right? So I wouldn't say that there is an actual number, because I know people who have like 2,000 followers making a killing with content because they make great content, right? So it's not necessarily a number. I realized I was speaking to two different audiences. Now I need help on what to focus on. So what could you benefit from? To me, it sounds like you need one-on-one brand guidance, right? Now, I do offer one-on-one. So if that's something you're interested in, you can send me a DM. But notary, for me, it sounds like you could use some one-on-one guidance that can help you with like specifics. That's what it sounds like to me. Thanks for following Life by Design, Meg. Okay. I want to use TikTok, but I haven't because I'm worried I will get too overwhelmed with too many apps. Okay, got it. I saw that. I talked about that already. All right, I talked about that. How much is VIP? Okay, so the challenge is 27 and VIP is an upgrade for 47. Let me see. Fear, lack of knowledge on editing videos or making quality videos. Okay, I think this is Tanisha. So Tanisha, it sounds like on LinkedIn you could use the challenge because that's what we're going to talk about. Kristen, what is considered great content? Is it editing, POV? Okay, great content is about content that talks directly to your audience and that they enjoy. It's not necessarily that it has to be a trend. Is that here is content that people find valuable. I don't have the highest editing. I don't have a DSLR camera. I don't use all the trends. I create content that my audience says, this is good. I want to save it. I want to share it. I want to engage with it. That is considered good content because your content is about your audience. Okay, let me see. How often should you post? Listen, if you can, at least, hold on, minimum once a week, at best once a day. Okay, minimum once a week, at best once a day. Why? If your goal is to grow an account every day, to make money every day, the doors to your business should be open, right? I don't always post on the weekends because I'm out here living my life, single, ready to mingle, all the things. But I definitely post Monday through Friday once, right? And it doesn't take a lot of time, right? Once you learn how to create, you're welcome. Okay. What time is it? Ooh, it is 1 o'clock. It is time for me to have lunch and I got a call at 1:30. Okay. So let's see. Two more questions really quickly. Two more questions. Again, if you guys want to join the challenge, hey, Alexandra, if you guys want to join the challenge, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, just comment the word challenge in the chat. Otherwise, if you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, or TikTok, go to the link on the screen, KiaKelly.com/challenge. Let's see. How are you cross posting with this live? So I'm on Instagram on my phone and I am on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok using the app called StreamYard. Okay. So one app, this is everywhere except for my phone is on Instagram because Instagram is a vertical only. So I'm on my phone. One more question. You go, girl. Thanks. Eddie is back underneath my chair. Good God, Kitty. Thanks for following, you guys. I appreciate that. Any last questions? Any last questions? If not, you guys, I am so excited for those of you guys that are going to be joining us in the challenge, and for those of you all that are going to take TikTok seriously. I've been preaching this since God first told me, and I am going to continue to say it and say it and say it and say it, because I know how much it has changed my life, and I have seen so many people and businesses with their lives changed through the power of TikTok marketing. Because it's not just TikTok, it's that people are spending so much time there. Like, I taught a group of people yesterday, and I said, how many of y'all are over 30? The entire room. How many of y'all watch content on TikTok? The whole room. How many of y'all post content on TikTok? 2 people. And I said, you're missing out. Your audience is watching content because you are watching content. You're just not posting, so nobody's seeing you. And they were like, it clicked for them. And so the same thing goes for you. I'm racking my brain on different content ideas for videos for people wanting to get out of their 9 to 5. So, Alexandra, one of the easiest things you can do is you can go on TikTok and you can search, leave my job content, how to leave my job. Or tips for leaving your job, or you can go to Chat GPT and you can say, I teach people how to I teach people that want to leave their jobs, give me 25 ideas for videos. ChatGPT will give you a list. You can ask for 25, 50, 75, 100, however many you want. And you can let it, you can let it give you some ideas, right? So the actual platform, TikTok, can show you some different ideas, but you can ask ChatGPT to give you some ideas. I do that all the time, right? That's like I did a podcast today called, what's the podcast called today? Let me see. Hold on. And if you guys are not aware that I actually have a podcast, it's called the Kia Kelly Podcast. So if you guys want to listen to that, you can listen. You can watch it on YouTube at Kia Kelly, or you can actually listen to it at the Kia Kelly Podcast. But I had what is the podcast called? It's called, hold on, what is it? Why your customers aren't buying, right? Like, why your customers aren't buying is a podcast episode. And so I went to Chat GPT and I was just like, what are the top 10 reasons why people don't buy from someone? And I had done my own research, and then I came up with this list, and I was like, that list matched my list. And so when I was, doing the podcast, I just read off of what Chat GPT gave me. It was very good. So the challenge will talk about tips and tricks of TikTok marketing. The challenge will teach you how to market your products and services using TikTok and Instagram Reels, right? So not tips and tricks, but it's going to teach you how to market your products and services on TikTok and Instagram Reels. I'm not a tips and trick type person. I am someone who tries to help you make money, right? Like, I'm not a teaching transitions type person. I'm the one that goes, how are we going to make you money? That is what I do. I signed up. Yay. Thanks, Tamara, for listening to the podcast. Thanks, girl. Can I create a page with items I have created myself, but I'm also aspiring to build my marketing business? Yes, they probably should be separate. If you're talking about a marketing business and then like DIY stuff, they sound two totally different things, because they sound like two different audiences. Okay. All right, you guys, I gotta let y'all go. It is lunchtime. I gotta eat before I said the E word. My cats know the E word. And so when I say it, they're like, So I'm like, whoops. So I have to go and have lunch. Okay. So I got to let you guys go so I can go have lunch. The VIP is additional. Yes, it is additional because you get the replays and an additional session. So Cajun Peach, be sure to watch that video on the VIP. That way you can understand VIP. It's a huge added value. Okay. All right. Let me let you guys go. I love y'all. Thanks so much for following, for joining the challenge, and for sharing. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Oh, FYI. If you want to watch this on replay, it's on my YouTube channel. Okay. If y'all want to watch the replay of this live, it's on my YouTube channel at Kia Kelly. And then those of you all that upgrade to VIP, you get the replay of the challenge forever. Okay. So if you upgrade to VIP, you get the replay forever. The challenge. So the challenge is for beginners and advanced. So each night, the first 30 minutes of the challenge is basic. The last 30 minutes is advanced. The second day, the first half is basic and the second half is advanced. So everybody is going to get what they need no matter where you are in your journey. All right. Bon appetit. All right, guys. I love y'all. I will see you guys on the next one. Okay. Bye, guys.